What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm B-Man X45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have the new banned and restricted list for the Digimon TCG. We just got it last night, as of the end of Worlds. Worlds is happening this weekend, so we actually also got some deck profiles for decks that have now, done well. And they have decided to put the ban list up. We kind of knew this was happening. A lot of people speculated that this was going to happen on this Sunday. And this is exactly what happened. And it is not what we thought. It is not what we thought at all. So we're going to get into it right here. We're going to talk about what got hit. And we're going to talk about what got unhit. And we're going to talk about what didn't get hit. And what the heck is going on in this game right now. Because this is not the ban list I was expecting. But we're going to get into it right now. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. And subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. All right, so they only have it on the Facebook page right now. They have not put it up on the official site, but here it is right here. We're going to look at this here. This is the new restricted and limited list effective April 1st, and they've hit 5 cards, and none of them were on our list. They have removed a couple cards. We didn't really talk about removals because it's just so hard to tell what they're going to remove at any given time. But yeah, so limited to 1 copy, BT23 Shakuamon. Let's start with this. This murders Hoodiemon so hard. And I mean, like, it murders it very, very hard. But it also murders the potential for Shakuamon DNA decks. Because this card was really cool, and I really liked it. The fact is, we have another version of this in the Time Stranger Sylphimon. And I'm kind of like looking at her and be like, are you the next card to get murdered? Are you going to get murdered next time? Because you're just as good as he is. Somewhat, pretty good, and being used in the Time Stranger deck that's doing well in the format now. So I'm just like, is this a self-fulfilling prophecy? I'm really sad to see a really good DNA card go, especially since, we don't have as much good Shakuamon support as we do Pyldramon support. And now this is down to 1. So this makes me sad on the level that I was hoping we'd have some cool Shakuamon DNA decks in the future like we do Imperial Dramon. And now that's kind of been ruined by the fact that this is down to 1. But I understand it because I understand that this takes care of the problem that is Hoodiemon completely without hitting anything else Hoodiemon, which I honestly feel is worse because this hurts so much more potential decks, and it really, I would have rather them hit something else in the deck and just hurt Hoodiemon for hurting Hoodiemon instead of just hurting this card. So, but it is an effective hit. It is a really effective hit. I was thinking Hoodiemon, I was thinking Chitose, I was thinking the rookies or a band pair or something like that. But I mean, band pair would have even been nice for this, so you couldn't play it with Hoodiemon. That would have been fine. I don't know. I think this is unfortunate what they did. You've only seen this card in Hoodiemon, so it hasn't really exploded in any other deck. So really, it's an unfortunate hit. Malamyotismon BT3 Loop dead. The Loop was never super good, but I guess they just wanted to just deal with generic Loop decks. It was a good Loop, but it was one of those things that it could top, but it couldn't top very well. And I think what they've done there is they've hit it because it creates, what we like to call in the card game industry is a touch yourself deck. Basically, you as the opponent just sit there while your opponent touches themselves. And that's the joke, right? It's like you could go make a sandwich, you could do your taxes, you could paint your house while they're doing this combo, and you'd come back and they still wouldn't be done. And that creates really unfun play. So I can see why they would hit that, just to alleviate that issue of being an issue in the game, even if it is not super, prevalent in the meta. I just think it needs to be addressed. Just, as a thing of like, okay, well, you're going to a tournament and you're sitting there and you're watching your opponent just play with their cards for 5 minutes, and it's like you can't even like say that you're taking too long of a turn. You're not playing the game. They're playing the game. They're going from card to card to card to card, but it's going on and on and on and on. So there's that as well. Then we get into cards like Skullboluchimon, BT10, EX5, Dobermon, and Cerberusmon, X-Antibodies. Those guys, I thought they were never going to hit because they didn't hit them when Leviamon was a super, prevalent deck in the format. This I'm seeing as a response to not wanting to ban or not wanting to hit to one Groundmon X, which I can understand since they hit Guillaumon and the other Groundmon last format. So hitting, continually hitting Groundmon support again and again and again, I feel like, maybe that's not, what they want to do. But this definitely kills some of the purple engine stuff. I just feel like Groundmon X is just getting a pass. He's just getting a pass again and again and again. What can we hit instead of hitting Groundmon X? Let's hit Garudamon X. Let's hit Dobermon and Cerberusmon X. Let's hit Rush Guillaumon. He's the real problem. Let's hit the Groundmon from EX3 that no one ever really played until Groundmon X came out. I'm really very interested in how this card is it's got 9 lives like a cat. So I can see why they hit it. These cards have been really good in purple engines for a while. Again, never super prevalent in the meta in the last year. It hasn't been as big. They do have decks that use these top, but it's not as much as when Leviamon first hit the scene in EX5. So it's definitely different. Skullboluchimon, I have no idea what Skullboluchimon's on this list for. Is it to do with Time Stranger? I have no idea. I haven't really been paying attention to this card in any builds that I've seen, but maybe it's for a Titans or Time Stranger thing. I don't know. And then we move to the restriction remove. So again, these are all limited to 1 copy. No bans. Still no semi-limits. Come on, Bandai. Semi-limit, man. 2 cards. There's certain cards, like you could put Geogramon to 2 and test it out and see if it's all right. I personally think Geogramon could go back to 4, but I don't think that's ever going to happen because he's pretty good card. But I keep saying, he's not busted enough that you couldn't put him at 2. So I'm still on the train, guys. I want a semi-limit. When is it going to happen? But we have Sunrise Buster, the card that lets you play a yellow or red Tamer card from your hand without paying memory cost. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for each yellow or red Tamer you have in play. Was a great card back in the day. I don't know if this card would see, I don't even think people were playing the 1 copy in Shine the last time I played the deck. So it's interesting to see that they unlimited this card just because it is pretty good removal and getting especially if you play like a 4-cost or a 5-cost Marcus, then that becomes free almost. And then you DP neg their monster, hopefully killing it. So it's an interesting card to be able to play at 4 again. I don't even think you played 4. I feel like you played 2 is what you played the max of, but maybe I'm not thinking here. And then Mock Galgamon. I mean, this guy's not so much a problem anymore since they hit Mirage, the BT11 Mirage. So I can see, him not being on the list anymore because they hit him first, and then later on they hit BT11 Mirage because they realized that's the real problem. And that's where we're at. So I can understand this completely. This I don't think this is going to see play. I think that's why they did it. I think this is too slow and too old of a card, personally, and I think that is the reason why they were like, yeah, they can come off the list. So we'll have to wait and see to see if these cards see more moderate play now, as we're getting new support for this deck and for the Shine deck in BT25 and the starter decks. So we'll have to see what goes on with all this. And this is still like 5 cards. 5 cards. I think we had like at least like 10 on our list, and they hit 5 cards. And none of them were the ones we thought they were going to hit. None of them were the ones that we expected them to hit. So this is kind of interesting. And I mean, if we come back out here, we can kind of see there is some pictures of some decks from Worlds. You got this Time Stranger deck, Time Stranger, Marukimon, and her Minervamon. Venusmon, not the old Venusmon, so maybe that I was being a little bit too harsh when I said she'd get hit, but there you go, Sylphimon right there. Is that a self-fulfilling prophecy? Do we think this is the next DNA card on the list? Are we gonna have to hit all these DNA cards because they're just so good? Being able to digivolve into your level 5 for free, do shenanigans, and then go into your level 6. We'll have to see. They didn't hit this Tamer, so you're still playing free options and attacking at the end of the turn. So there's a lot of good stuff on the way for this deck. Time Stranger got a pass. I know we hadn't had a lot of tournament data with it, but I feel like they could have figured out from the what tournament data there was, like, okay, what's going to be a problem in this deck? I mean, the fact Home Rush is a card is like, you guys do know what you're doing, right? And it's like, yeah, of course we know what we're doing. And it's like, oh, they're so stupid. So yeah, there's that as well. And then of course we have a Medusamon deck got a pass. Rocks got a pass. I don't think Medusamon needed to get hit. I think a lot of people are like, what the heck? Come on, Uko, put the other Uko to 1. They're obviously not willing to do that. At this point, they don't think it's enough of a problem. I guess if more decks played it, the fact is that Rocks and Medusamon are the only one that play it. So I think that's probably it. Now their decks like Purple Hybrid aren't having tops. So I mean, you can see there's some stuff there that these were yeah. So that was one of the matchups of the finals. I like this. How players feel when they thought Bandai would address the current meta with a ban list. Just waiting for something good to happen, but not expecting it. Yeah, that is our restricted list, guys. Tell me what you guys think about all this. Tell me what you think about the hits. I am floored. I think this is the weakest ban list I have ever seen. I understand some of the card choices. I understand it, and I understand it's an attempt to not have to hit certain things. I feel like they didn't want to be too harsh with the things we thought needed to be hit, so they took the way around it with hitting a lot of other things. There was some cleanup in here with Malomyotismon. I guess thought that like they'd be like, here, we'll give you some stuff back that nobody's going to care about, and hope that you enjoy, that we gave you stuff back and be happy about it. I don't think a lot of people are going to be happy about this list, and I feel like they might need to do an emergency list down the road if things get really bad before August. So we will see what happens in the future. We will see what we get out of this list. I'm not really super stoked on this list, and I just don't think it did enough, but I understand some of the choices. But tell me what you guys think. What do you think about the list? What do you think about the future of Digimon? Do you think Time Stranger decks are going to dominate the format? And what do you think? Did they murder Hoodie? Did they put those cinder blocks around their feet and drop them right into a lake? It looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.